What is up, beautiful people of the internet? I'm coming at you guys with a voiceover for today's video. We are going to be doing a video on sharing how I make my press-ons last and what my application process is. I have had a few can I speak? Questions about this, so let's get into it. So the first thing I have here is some cuticle oil. This is by Ballerina and Stilettos. I've been using it like crazy and it has really improved the health of my nails. You're going to want to make sure that your nails are healthy when you're doing these types of things. So with that said, we're going to hop into the materials that we're going to be using. So we have these nail files right here. I have 2 grits. You're going to need a nail glue of your choice, and then you're going to want to push your cuticles back. I will not show that on this video. I'm not a nail tech, and that is kind of a personal preference type thing, so just make sure your cuticles are trimmed back as much as possible, that you remove all of that debris and stuff around your cuticles. And then we have the nails. So my number one tip, probably, maybe not number one, but a very, very big one, is to have a good quality nail. I used to use Kiss nails and they do work great, but ever since I started using Ballerina and Stiletto nails, she is a small business owner and she's on Etsy. She uses like actual like salon grade materials to create these press-ons, so they last so very long and I can just reuse them over and over and over again, so I love that. So that is what I would recommend. Get a nice, good quality set if you want it to last that long, but do remember that cheap ones also do work if you're on a budget. So we're going to get into the prep portion of the tips. So 1, take some acetone and completely remove everything off of your nail. If you need to, file down old glue that's on your nail because the acetone will not take that off. Make sure that your nail beds are nice and clean. I will say that there is some staining on my nails from a project that I was working on, so the little like dark stuff around my nails is a stain. It's not like dirty or whatever. So yeah, and make sure that you get off everything, all of the oils and everything. When you buy a set with Ballerina and Stilettos, she also sends you an alcohol prep pad, so you pay for the nails but you get like a little free bundle of things that can help you apply the nails, and one of those things will be an alcohol prep pad. You can use those or you can use 100% acetone. The point of that is to remove all oils off of your nail bed because oils will degrade the glue and make it not last as long. So now I'm getting into the filing portion of it. So you're going to want to buff your entire nail. Think of when you sand a table before you paint it. You're going to create nice tiny little crevices for the glue to seep into and create a ton more bonds than just one smooth surface. So that is what the sanding is going to do. You can use a drill bit if you have the proper one, but I love this block that she gives. I target my cuticle area because I have really bad cuticles and I have a lot of buildup. I like to sand fairly aggressively around the cuticle area, but I'm being careful not to sand too much to not damage my nail. So yeah, that is definitely a big tip of mine, is sand around your cuticle area and then the tip of your nail to create the areas that are going to have the strongest bond of glue. Those are going to be really important. So once we have all of that, we're going to go into the next step. And technically, you're supposed to do this actually before you do any prep work, but I happen to know that these nails are going to fit me. That is something else that I like about buying from small businesses, is you know that the nails are going to fit you because you can do a sizing guide, but you're going to want to make sure that the nails fit perfectly. This is so very important. So what you're going to be looking for is a nail that fits your natural nail bed perfectly, without touching your fingers and without showing too much on the sides. The thing with press-ons too is that you have very different sizing guides and different shapes and things, and I found that a lot of the CVS ones, the arch was a little too high. I have fairly flat fingers, so fingernails I should say, and so sometimes there would be like an air pocket when I would buy from, you know, a shop like CVS. But I love these ones because I don't have that issue because they're fit perfectly for me and I can choose sculpted or regular, which is great. So next we're getting into the actual application. So what I said before, you want no oil on your nails. That will really impact how long the nails last. So I actually will dip my nail into 100% acetone as well, to remove as much oils. And keep in mind, if you use your alcohol prep pad and then you touch your natural nail, then you basically just reversed what you just did, so make sure you do it again. This is, like I said, super important to make sure that they last as long as possible. And then you're going to put a small dollop on your natural nail and a small dollop on the fake nail. This is going to create a double bond and it's going to make the nails last a lot longer, and it's also going to be a really good way to ensure that you're going to have enough glue on the nail. having too much glue or not enough glue, you're going to want too much if you have to choose one or the other. So it is okay if the glue like seeps around your natural nail. That happens to me every time I apply them because I like to use a lot of glue, and I think that's a big deal when it comes to how long they last. So keep that in mind. You're going to want a nice bit of glue. Don't go skimpy on it because that is going to make them last a lot less time. It might cause some air pockets because the glue won't completely cover both the natural nail and the fake nail. And if you want it to last even longer too, I don't do that with these nails because they actually have a little bit of etching on the back due to the sizing number, but you can also take a nail file and scrape up the inside of the fake nail, which will create the same concept that we did on our natural nail with the whole grooves to create a bunch of different smaller bonds. So I'm going to do it again, and then with my middle finger, I'm going to share with you guys exactly how I apply them, like what motions I do. But you're going to want to press and hold for around 15 seconds. That is going to be really important to make sure the bond completely dries up. And if you don't do that, you might cause air bubbles, which will, in the long run, just like ruin the bond. Air pockets can hold bits of oil or water, and that will just effectively destroy the bond. So this is what I do. So we've got my nail here. As you can see, I got pretty flat nails, which is what I talked about shape earlier. I take the nail and I push my cuticle back so it's completely sitting against my cuticle, and then I press from the back and I put the pressure up to the tip of my natural nail. I hope that made sense, and I hope that my little demonstration showed you, but I like to put the glue on the tip of my nail and on the back of the fake nail, and then I do this motion where I swipe the nail to spread out the glue, and then I push the cuticle, and as you can see, you could literally see the way the glue moved with that. And on this one I actually applied it crooked, which is why I don't like fast drying glues for me personally, because I do that a lot, but I'm just going to redo it, and that seems to work fine for me. Now I'm going to press and hold for 15 seconds, ensure that there are no air bubbles, air pockets, and we're good to go. And you also see that I do have a order of operations when it comes to which nails I apply first. So I am right dominant, so what I do is my pinky right, my ring right, middle right, and then I leave my pointer and thumb so that I can apply all of the nails on my left. So then I go pinky left, ring left, and middle left, and then I'm going to swap over and I'm going to do my pointer and thumb on my dominant hand, and then after I do that, I go and I do my pointer and thumb on my non-dominant hand. And as weird as that seems, there is a reasoning for this. So I use my pointer and thumb for my control to make sure that I'm applying the nails properly with enough pressure. And if I were to apply all of my non-dominant hand first, then I'm going to have my dominant hand be a lot of crookedness, probably some air pockets. It's just not going to be as good as if I had done my order of operations that I usually do. So keep that in mind. You might want to try it out. Then the last ones that I do are my thumbs, and I apply a ton of glue with my thumbs. In fact, I apply so much to my natural nail, I don't actually do another dollop on the fake one. I jam my nails a lot. I'm constantly hitting them into things and all that. So having a lot of glue on my thumb is really important for me, and it seems to work really well. So that's all that I have for you guys today. Check the description for all of the tips in a list format. Let me know if you have any questions. And yeah, I hope that this was helpful and that it works for you guys. I appreciate you, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye!